sweet it is. My mute button was not pressed off on the thing. It is to be loved by you nerds. What's up? It's me, your buddy pal HeyArcher. Welcome back to HeyArcher Live, episode 93. I am just so happy to be here with all of you. It is almost the weekend. We're actually going to get a snowstorm tomorrow. So it's a good day to be off, I'd say. So hopefully all of you are gearing up for the weekend. Maybe you had the week off. Maybe you had a short week, whatever it may be. This is your time to sit back, relax, and enjoy the Nerd Show. You are here because the outside world rejects you. This is your family. I am just one of the nerds here because there's many nerds on this show. The man, the myth, the legend, King Nerd himself, Aaron Waller, in the house today. I call him the King Nerd because he is, in fact, in my opinion, the hardest working nerd on the internet, on YouTube, in your life. So we're going to see what he's been up to. Chill, chat, play some Either, talk about some upcoming movies. And I hope at least you guys can pour yourself, if for nothing else, just a little bit of, I said just a little bit of, we'll try that again. Pour yourself just a little bit of,
more specifically vodka, whiskey, beer, tequila, more beer, more vodka, more whiskey, and more beer.
oh yeah. Oh, it's so good. So good. We got the Batman coming up in a week. And Aaron Waller released a video this week, so you best believe we're talking about that on this show. I wasn't gonna let that slide. I just can't do. I can't do that to all of you. YouTube.com/nerdgenic. So, without further ado, we're gonna bring in the man himself, who, as you pointed out, same aesthetic. It looks like we're in the same room.
Aesthetic. Same room.
Not planned whatsoever.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
Aaron Waller, good to see you. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
How have you been, sir?
Busy. Finally done for a little while with the live streaming. It'll be back, I think, end of March, if I'm not wrong. So I'm finally able to actually jump in on your streams, which is nice. Just sort of hang out. So I'm excited.
There you go. Just in case anybody's not familiar, what is the channel again? I know I said it at the top. The music was playing.
Sure.
People are probably dancing. So just so they know,
Sure.
where can they find you?
Well, I have my own channel, which has kind of been dormant for a couple months. If you want some nerd stuff, still trying to find time to do that. You're a man of many channels, so you know.
Mm-hmm.
But most of my content these days is over on the Nerdgenic channel, where I have videos, I don't know, 4 to 5 times a week, depending on the volume.
Yeah.
So that's why Archer likes to put the crown on top of me for hardest working. I disagree. I do appreciate it, but that's where you can check out any content we have. Normally our weekly live streams, which is watch parties, which is currently on hiatus for now.
Mm-hmm.
I recently had a video about who could be playing Wolverine in the MCU.
Yeah.
I had several controversial Batman videos as of late. Have my weekly History of series, which has a new episode every single Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, new content there all the time.
Yes, there you go. We're going to talk about these two for sure. I have not watched the Wolverine one, so I'm just curious as to your take. I, of course, encourage everybody, all of you, go watch the full video. But I would love to talk about that in real time with you.
Sure.
The Batman one, we're definitely going to talk about. but I do want to point out something while we're on this page here. Actually, two things. One of the reasons I say you're the hardest working man, you've been doing watch parties, multiple watch parties a week for it seems like the last year, maybe even more, if I had to think about it.
Probably.
Because you're rolling in. You got Titans, you got Book of Boba Fett, Mandalorian. You're doing Was WandaVision before you started? I can't even remember.
WandaVision. No, I was at Energetic for WandaVision, but it was before we jumped in on the watch party train. I think that didn't really start until I want to say Loki.
Yep.
That we started doing that. Loki and What If.
Yeah.
Were the ones that we started doing watch parties on. But everything before that, Falcon and Winter Soldier, was more like recap or thought videos after the fact.
That's what it was. So yeah,
I've been there for all of it.
You were there for everything. Oh, sorry. But the one I want to point out, history of the Illuminati. Mm-hmm. Now, it's not confirmed, but I would watch this video because of Doctor Strange. Like, again, there's a lot of, and even if you've not watched trailers, that's fine. This isn't spoiling things potentially because this is all speculation, but I would say watch that, if for nothing else, just to know who the Illuminati or Marvel's Illuminati are. Very pivotal to a lot of storylines. They were the reason for Hulk being on Planet Hulk in the comic books. So very pivotal video.
Reason why he got booted off of Earth.
The reason he got booted off Earth. Exactly.
Yep.
All right, so I'm just gonna go straight in. We're gonna go in. Oh, okay. I didn't even finish saying hi to everybody in the chat. I'm sorry, everybody. Paximus, there you go. Sal, good to see you.
What's up, Pax? What's up, Sal?
Know your craft. Patrick in the house.
Oh man, Craft, what's up? Sorry, I got my laptop down here, so if I'm looking down, I'm acknowledging the people.
You mixed it up a little bit.
Looking away.
All right, cool. So, and in case anybody's wondering, new nerd affiliated gear coming out next month. Out of the way.
And it looks.
Thank you, sir.
I can't wait to be wearing it, representing for you.
I got
my other one is getting its miles in on it, so I gotta re-up on my nerd affiliated gear.
I think part of the reason I make merch at this point is to just re-up my clothes from time to time, because I just keep wearing my own stuff.
Sure. It works.
And if anybody wants to know how to make their own apparel, Know Your Craft in the chat. Check him out. That's one of my teachers right there. That's how I learned how to do this whole thing. Human by Design. There you go. All right, let's talk about that Batman video. All right, so
which one? Because I have some controversial.
That is valid. That is a valid point. In the chat, before we dive into it, everybody, throw in there who's your definitive Batman. You know what? We'll go back. Let's go back a conversation real quick.
Okay.
Sal and I talked last week, definitive Superman. You were in your watch party at that point. But I'm curious, do you have a definitive Superman, or is it like it kind of jumps around?
I feel like it kind of jumps around. I feel like there's...
Sorry, this was not intentional, by the way. I just happened to grab that mug.
I noticed it as soon as like you were talking. I was like, we're going to talk about Batman. Mm-hmm. So the writing was on the cup before we even got into the conversation. Do I have a definitive Superman? I would say probably not really. I mean, if I had to pick one out of the group, I feel like Christopher Reeves would be the most ideal.
Yeah.
But I like a lot of the aspects of Henry Cavill's. I know it's controversial for you, but I feel like there was somebody else. The Taylor Kitsch guy, I haven't really watched Superman and Lois yet, but just look and aesthetic wise, I kind of get why he's there.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those would round out my top three. I think there's only been like 4.
Dean Cain.
Take him out of the conversation. I remember watching Superman and Lois and even thinking like, this is still kind of a stretch for Superman.
Yeah.
But I feel like Brandon Routh very much toes a line.
I was about to say, I was surprised you didn't mention him like at the top.
I liked what was it? Superman Returns. I like it a lot, more than probably most people actually do.
Yes.
Marvel.
I mean, DC owes you a check because you single-handedly keep their Suicide streams alive, and you keep their Titan streams alive, and you're also watching Superman Returns more than anybody else I know.
Well, it's not like I go to it often. It's more like when I revisit, it's like, did do I still like it? Do I think it's okay, or was it actually bad like everyone says? Same
Right.
reason why I go back to revisit Suicide Squad. Like, there's something about it, but at the same time, was it actually that bad? Most of the time, the case is yes, but I get it out of my system.
Yeah.
But the reason why Brandon Routh very much toes the line for me, and I never saw his sort of Kingdom Come Superman in, was it Legends of Tomorrow? I stopped watching that show forever ago. Like
It's
first
the same
season.
show. It's the same show. It's all the shows.
I stopped watching that so long ago.
Yeah.
But he toes the line because was basically trying to do the Christopher Reeve
Right.
story following that. So I don't really know if he was doing Superman or just trying to do Chris Reeve Superman, I guess. I like some of the aspects of the suit and just things in general. It's a toss-up because like the style of the movie itself I liked a lot. It felt very like poppy and things like that. But I don't know, it's a tough sell for me.
Yeah. No, that's true. 100% true. So something you also forgot too, animated, right? Because that comes up in your Batman video. So
Yeah.
Justice League Unlimited, Justice League, Superman, that's all Tim Daly. Count those in there. Do you count the animated movies, which were Jerry O'Connell? Are those potentially needle
Jerry
movers?
O'Connell, for me, I felt, because there was one that was really good with him. I don't remember. I can never remember which ones of the newer animated, because sometimes they start rotating them.
Yeah.
That I don't remember which one has anything to do with another. I feel like the Tim Daly ones were probably the best of the animated ones.
Right.
I don't really remember which movie it was of the animated movies that I did like Superman then. I couldn't tell you which one it was.
I
to be
feel
honest with
like you liked, most of us liked the first one, the Justice League War, I believe.
Yeah.
Like I think
Justice League War was good.
universally, I think people like that one. People don't mention the Battle for Atlantis, but I'm pretty sure people like that one. I think we were all split on the finale, though.
The Apocalypse War one? Yeah. I remember liking it for the most part. As to where Superman's role in it was, honestly, I couldn't tell you. I forgot by now. But I remember liking the movie, so...
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Because my favorite one is Justice League Dark, but he's not really in that too much.
Yeah. That's your favorite of the animated movies or of Superman?
Of that animated DC AU, I guess we call it. I'd say that one was probably my favorite.
You like the one with the poop monster?
I like the one with the poop monster. Yeah. I mean, that's that doesn't sell it. I mean, come on. And
That's the only
Constantine.
thing that I took away from that movie is that. And I remember being super excited for Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
And then once the poop monster thing happened, I couldn't believe it.
Paximus is saying there he agrees with you about Brandon as kind of copying Reeves' Superman, but I also feel there was a massive influence from the writers and direction of Superman Returns movie, and was a specific
That was
director, I'm guessing.
Bryan Singer, if I remember correctly, who did X-Men.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was kind of a weird time, I think,
Yeah.
for a lot of superhero stuff. And I was actually thinking about this earlier about possible video idea.
There you go.
Kind of like the time before, like the wild, wild west of superhero movies.
Right.
Before there were universes and trying to create this shared world of everything with the multiverse and all that stuff.
Right.
Like we look pretty highly on a lot of those things, I think. Whether it be like the Christopher Reeve Superman, the Michael Keaton Batman, like Blade, X-Men, like the first two X-Men, all those. It was like a wild west of comic book movies, but they were all somehow great in their own way.
Yeah.
Even if like people didn't like it for XYZ, like there were some like Batman and Robin or Batman Forever. Fantastic Four was kind of toeing the line, but for the most part, like people genuinely liked a lot of them.
Yeah.
So
I do like that Wild West, and even to Sal's point here, the Superman Shazam movie, pretty good. Doesn't fall in line with anything. Stands alone. It even has those bonus movies like afterwards. I was watching it the other day, and that
DC
reminded me of it.
Presents or something, whatever they call it.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty good. Pretty good. And what's up, Ryan? Good to see you. It's been a while.
Welcome to the stream.
There you go. So,
Pax saying he ran out of word space.
Yeah, I love that. So, all right. Well, your answer was Henry? Is that
for Superman? I would probably say Christopher Reeves.
Christopher Reeves. I keep getting confused with all my nerds here. Christopher Reeves. I am okay with that choice. That choice, to me, he set the bar. I think it was a good bar. After Superman 2, it gets kind of questionable of movies.
I mean, did anybody? I mean, I don't acknowledge them, to be honest. It goes 1, 2, and then it's done.
It's done. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really need it.
You know, but hey, he rode the wave. He went into the campy, cheesy movies. He rode the wave all the way through. But a franchise where they did not ride all the way through because they didn't want him to do it anymore. The Tim, are we gonna call it Tim Burton, or like who are we gonna label this universe as? Like, how do we?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can label it Tim Burton because he was part of both. Keaton was a part of both.
Yeah. And then they ride that universe train, even though they fired him.
Yeah.
Burtonverse.
I think there's a lot of potential. The Burtonverse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to put it. Yeah, like it's always good stuff. Like I feel like that was kind of like with Christopher Reeves. He set the bar very early.
Yeah.
It was a massive surprise. No one expected it because he did more like comedy stuff.
Yeah.
Before, so nobody saw it coming. And for some reason, the part about Michael Keaton's Batman that always sticks out in my mind, that I actually used this clip in the video, was in Batman Returns. Like when he's sitting in like just Wayne Manor, just like sort of brooding, and like the way they shine the bat signal, but it like shines into his office, so it like lights the whole thing up. Yeah. And like he sort of like stands up. I feel like that's the best Michael Keaton Batman, like getting ready to go into a moment. That's probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, I mean, between that and the standing on the building and the signal going up, like,
yeah,
very, very iconic scenes for Batman.
Sure.
So I encourage all of you. Yeah, I included that in the YouTube clip last week. Yeah, and he actually did voice Superman in the Teen Titans Go cartoon.
He did.
So he counts.
I think he was he supposed to do another Superman something?
He was trying to do live action with the Mohawk.
No, because I know he was supposed to do the live action one.
Yeah.
And then I know he did the voice for, like you said, Teen Titans Go. But I thought there was another thing that he was campaigning another Superman something, but I could be wrong.
You're probably right. I know he wanted to do that forever. Like he's wanted forever to do that.
I mean, I think he named his son something like not Kal-El exactly, but like something along very Superman like inspired. So the guy loves Superman. That's like not a question. Odd choice. I would have loved to see the suit actually happen, but
Kal-El. He actually did name his son Kal-El.
Oh, he did name his son Kal-El. I knew it was something like that with like the -L whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know he's super obsessed with Superman. Super obsessed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So I just so everybody knows, his number one pick was Ben Affleck as Batman. I encourage you all to watch that video to see the whole list, because again, very divisive. I understand.
It's controversial, but we have to put a disclaimer, because I had to put this. I didn't put it in the video, but we had it in our chat earlier that this was for the best Batman, not the best movie with Batman in it, or best Batman movie. Right. So take it with a grain of salt. Yes.
And what's up, General Kenobi? And for those with good taste, good to see all three of you technically. So that all right. Right now, I would say 1 and 2. If we're going based on best Batman, it would be Ben Affleck, and it would be oh god damn it, Kevin Conroy. Like
Okay.
it would have to be those two. To your point, which I agree with. And did you and I do that video? Who did I do a video with about like ranking the Batman?
I think it was you and
Anthony.
I think did it.
Okay,
It wasn't. I think we did have a conversation either on a live or something to that effect.
Yeah.
But I think it was you and Anthony that did that dedicated conversation.
Because to your point, it's like, all right, who's the better title character on their own, not counting, to your point, the movie and not counting the rogues gallery. Because Batman's one of those characters we've talked about before where the rogues gallery is almost equal, if not like just above him in appeal for the movies, comic books aside, cartoon aside. So I think if we're talking about the character, yes, Ben Affleck is there, Kevin Conroy's there. I think the Kevin Conroy part is my biggest issue, the biggest beef I have with you, because you had him way down there. And
there were a couple that I waffled up until the editing. So the reason why I didn't even put 1, 2, 3 is because I was like, I'm gonna keep going back and forth with myself as I'm editing.
Yeah.
So I don't want to say, and the number 4 that I picked, because I was like, I'm never gonna be able to I'm making arguments with myself even as I'm inputting it into editing. So
yeah,
there were a couple that I went back and forth on. I juggled, I think, Christian Bale, Kevin Conroy, and Adam West a couple of times, but my own sort of biases won out amongst juggling those 3. But yeah, they sort of just landed where they did. Yeah, I think Val Kilmer was in there too in that juggle, but so
shout out Scooby Life, good to see you.
Hey, Scoob.
Yeah, the Batfleck one I'm fine with. That one I'm fine with. The Val Kilmer, I really have to watch it again. I think I truly have to give that movie, because there's another YouTuber out there, High Top Films or something like that. He swears on Batman Forever, like it's one of his favorite Batman movies.
There's a whole, believe it or not, like community of people that love Batman Forever. Yeah. I remember there was when the whole, obviously, like release the Snyder Cut campaign. There was also like a whole release the Schumacher cut of Batman Forever, because I guess there's like a 3-hour version of it or something like that. People were super adamant about it, trying to get that whole thing trending on social media. So there's a big community of people that like Batman Forever. I think it's all right.
Yeah. So just to comment on the Batfleck part, and good to see you, Steve. As crappy as that movie is, as crappy as BVS is, even though there's the improved Snyder Cut, which you and I both like, I think he nailed it.
Edition of BVS.
Well, yeah, right. I think he nailed it. I mean, I feel like he nailed, to your point, the difference between the two characters. Like he was just like blatantly Batman, blatantly Bruce Wayne, and then it was very blurred when you saw him like out of public, like in the cave or talking to whoever. But some of the other ones there, like George Clooney, like I think he was your last pick on there, like awful.
That one I knew was going last.
That's
right out of the gate.
I put on my list, if I had to really like stare at it again, I'm pretty sure Christian Bale's bottom of the list for me. Yeah. He comes up like Steve just pointed him out, like he's your favorite Batman. Again, fantastic movies. Like the movies are good, but him as Batman, I'm like, I don't have it.
I was actually watching Batman Begins, I think while I was editing, I had it on in the background or something, or just the other day. And I was thinking and I saw another video. There was like the biggest problem that somebody had. They couldn't pinpoint one thing about Christian Bale when he's in the Batman suit that bothered them most. And then he finally nailed it down to being like the mouth. that like
yeah,
it's too small, and whereas comparisons to like the upcoming The Batman, it basically like the whole jaw. So like it's a little bit more what would consider like Batman-esque.
right.
I don't know why they decided to go that way. I think we had this conversation. I don't know if you agreed in the chat when we were having it about the Batman Begins suit being better than Dark Knight suit.
A more tactical
Controversial.
suit. More tactical suit.
A little bit more tactical, a little bit more. It made him look beefier because I mean he beefed up for the role,
Right.
but he looks so tiny in the more mobile suit, I guess, and it just kind of takes it away. I mean, Batman has always been like the bigger guy, so I feel like that's something that needs to come across. And out of the people that we're talking about, with exception to like the animation ones, they're very much not. They're just like
Yeah.
kind of like average to smaller type guys that they just try and look beefier, but it never really works.
Yeah. You need a
But
good.
Ben Affleck was able to do it just naturally.
But that's Ben Affleck, right? He's probably like
Yeah.
6'2" or 6'3" or something like that. Like he's not a small dude, so it makes sense. He has the charisma part. Everybody else on that list, for the most part, I'm like, you get a pass, but you don't fit what it should look like.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, everybody here seems to be Batfleck fans, which I am fine with. Kevin Conroy to me is still untouchable. Untouchable.
That's fair. That's fair. I actually expected you to put if I were to pick your top two, I thought you would go with Keaton and Conroy. I knew Conroy was cemented. I thought Keaton would be your live action.
All right, so actually, on both those fronts, I think they almost cheat because Conroy's movie list, TV show, like he's just been doing it for so long, it's almost like cheating to a certain extent. And then Keaton, I think, is also kind of cheating because Jack Nicholson is just that damn good in the first one, and then Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer are just that good, and freaking what's his face? Oh my god, dude who kills Selena Kyle in the second one, Christopher Walken. Like that good. Like they're also all the players around him are that good. It's the Michael Jordan thing. The whole team is so good that even though you have somebody who's awesome, the collective make him so much better.
And this is gonna possibly help or hurt his legacy will be upcoming once he's in like the Flash and Batgirl.
Yes,
I think
that's a good point.
It's really gonna show, is that stuff really that good, or is it just sort of like were we sort of blinded by everything else?
Everything else. Yeah.
Which is, it's a gamble because like, yay, Michael Keaton's back, but also this could go really wrong. So
yeah.
But I know people, I never saw it, but I know people like Birdman, which he was in, which I guess not necessarily was the same as Batman per se, but like obviously he's
people
older,
played it like it was
playing a superhero type of thing. So it could work out for all we know, but just a matter of time, I guess.
And I realized I said Walker, not Walken. Slip.
I didn't catch it.
I agree with Pax. Michelle Pfeiffer is the best Catwoman. So many names to remember in this damn world we live in here.
No, right? Too many.
So moving on to, well, actually, we'll hang out for a little bit longer.
Okay.
You don't have faith in the movie anymore. I have my rule.
In which movie?
The Batman.
Yes and no. Okay.
Oh, so you're on the fence.
I'm on the fence. I've always been on the fence about it.
Uh-huh.
I'm cautiously optimistic in most movies that I go to see.
Mm-hmm.
This one, especially so. Number one, it's a character that I love.
Yeah.
But number two, it's Robert Pattinson, who kind of, in my opinion, has an iffy track record on a lot of things.
Okay.
Whether you're talking about like his more well-known performances or his sort of lesser-known ones, like some of like his A24 stuff and things like that. It's kind of a toss-up. I feel like it's got a lot of good things for it. I love the look. I love Like the suit, I'm very much for. I'm still kind of iffy on the bat symbol on the chest,
Mhm.
but that'll be, I guess, more information is given in the movie. I can either make or break
Mhm.
my argument on that. But I don't know. There's just certain things that don't sit well with me. I hope it's going to be a great movie from
Mhm.
what people are already saying, because apparently people watch it a week before. It's amazing. I hope it's as amazing as they say, but I'm also still kind of worried about certain aspects of it. I'm not personally a fan of Andy Serkis playing Alfred. Um, there's Zoe Kravitz. I can live or die without her being Catwoman.
Yeah.
There's just certain elements that, like, I'm not fully invested in it. I'm hopeful that it'll be great and things will work out and it'll be one of my top Batman movies of all time, but
Yeah.
I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I was hurt too many times by superhero movies to to say it's the greatest thing ever without seeing it first.
Do so do we not feel that DC has somewhat redeemed itself by the Great Peacemaker? Is that affecting or not affecting your decision or thought process? Or
I'm gonna say that's not affecting my decision because I feel like Peacemaker is the rarity that Deadpool was to the Fox universe. In a lot of the
that's a really
turds
good
that came out of it,
that's a really good comparison right there.
there was that little golden nugget in there that
Yeah.
didn't take itself overly serious, that kind of just had fun with like the wackiness of the character and being able to make jokes that basically its universe that it lives in. And it just is one of those I don't know, flash in the pan. I hate to call it that, but like
Yeah.
it's just one of those like lightning in a bottle situations where it just happens to work out. You get the right person who has the right energy for it, the right look for it, the right everything for it, you get the right director and like writing team to be able to make those comedic jokes at itself. It just works out really well. The rest of DC, because they're so serious about it, I mean, one minor gripe that I already have with the Batman, and this has nothing to do with like overall aesthetic, but one of the most iconic things is the Penguin smoking, and WB said no, Penguin's not smoking. He's not smoking a cigar, anything
Really?
in this. Which, it's a Batman movie. Like, I would understand if you said, okay, Marvel. If it
Yeah.
was Marvel, when have you ever seen anybody smoke in a Marvel movie? I don't think ever.
That's
Maybe one time it was like General Ross in Iron Man 2 post-credit scene or Hulk post-credit scene, something like that. Like, that was it. And that was
Yeah.
before like Marvel was like rolling, right?
right.
But to put it in DC, where I'm sure plenty of people have smoked in DC already, like,
Yeah.
why is that such a big deal? I don't know.
I think
There's small choices that WB makes that just they start stumbling and then they're just rolling over each other.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because, you know, even thinking back to the original movie and then the sequel movie, you know, the reason everything changed after Batman Returns was they were like, we can't market this to kids. Like, this is not a kid's movie, and they keep pretending like it is. And then they made terrible movies. But then it's like, go back to what worked. Just like Ninja Turtles. Like, Ninja Turtles, the first movie, the movie was a hit. Studio thought it was going to flop, thought it was terrible, did amazing. So then they did a second and a third and kept changing the formula. So even with that, with the smoking thing, it's like, just let them do whatever. At this point, just let them do whatever. The original formula worked. The original formula was perfect.
It's kind of interesting about that is this is kind of going back to a conversation we had before we even started the live stream. Was I was at Walmart today and I had seen it in, I think it was General Kenobi's last video, where he was out shopping somewhere and he had seen the toys for the Batman.
Yeah.
I think there was maybe one Penguin figure, but
Yeah.
if he's like the only one that smokes out of everybody, what your entire toy line is dedicated to the car, to Batman, to Catwoman, what's the deal with essentially a minor character smoking?
Yeah.
Like, he's an adult. The movie is PG-13, so parental guidance is already suggested. I don't know if they need to make a new category for the movie rating system to be able to better fit things, whether it be a fifth option. I think there's 4 like main ones.
Yep.
4 or 5. And add that extra category so you can blur that line just a little bit more. But I don't see what the problem is. Like, the toy doesn't have a cigar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, what's the if you want to sell the toy, it doesn't need to be there.
Yeah.
If you want to make the argument that, okay, I don't know, maybe Catwoman's costume in Batman Returns was maybe overly sexualized, and that's maybe where the toy issue would come in. I could kind of see where your argument was coming from. But if it's a toy that's something you could take out and it hurts the character none whatsoever, I don't really see an issue with it.
Yeah. The thing I thought you were going to mention in General Kenobi's video, I don't know if he's the first one to point it out, but in somebody's Toy Hunt video, they pointed out that the Red Hood figures no longer come with guns. Like the McFarlane line figures won't have weapons anymore. So they even have a Arkham Knight coming out, which is Red Hood. But in the Arkham Universe game series, no guns. He actually, they have him with like 2 hands like this.
Thing.
That's like his thing.
Yeah,
that's his thing. And they're like, no, no guns.
They're clearly not afraid to shy away from it to a degree, right? There's something that they're doing that they're like, okay, there's a problem with this one, but not this one.
Right.
Because Titans, they're continuing to roll out, even though it's garbage.
Right.
But Red Hood had guns.
Yes.
I don't know if the toy version, I don't even know if they made toys for
They did
Titans.
not.
I hope not. No.
No.
They did?
No. No way.
Oh, almost had me there. I was like, if they were able to market toys off of that show.
Yeah.
But like that, for example, like it's there, but you're going to take it away. I don't understand some of it. Because I remember when I was in the toy, I was a kid, and I know this is going to make me sound like the boomer conversation, I guess. But like, they would kind of like when they make a random car for the Flash or Spider-Man or Superman, like that don't need it. Like I remember sometimes characters would just have like extra accessories that maybe didn't make sense, or like there's Wild West Batman out of nowhere or something like that, that just like one of those random throw a toy in there. Like the Ninja Turtles dressed as I don't know, Frankenstein
Surfer
and
Mike
stuff, or like random things out of left field, and they'll just throw in an accessory thing. That I don't know what it does, but I have it. So
yeah, it's funny. That turtle Frankenstein actually very hot item to get these days.
I know there's a lot of those rare toys, and I'm sure I have most of them. And same thing with like the Pokemon cards, right? It's like such a fad now. I remember I have had so many. What I did with them, I think it was one of those things like it's never actually going to work out. It's going to be a Beanie Baby situation. It's just going to flop, whatever. And you either end up giving them away or whatever. And now, 20 years later, you're like, damn it. I should have just kept them. Or like they're stored in like the garage. So like they're semi-melted or like paint's all messed up or whatever. So it's just one of those, why did I do that?
Yeah. No, that's the wild thing too about the collecting. And I'm curious. I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, where's the apex, right? The apex is that moment where it's like everything's selling so fast, and then as it's going down, it's like, all right, now I've collected all these things, and I've collected so many rare things. Like, now what do I do with them? And like, I feel like people stop buying when it's on the down, but you don't know everybody else stopped buying. You're still buying, thinking that, oh, people are gonna buy this from me. People are gonna like buy the markup from me. People are gonna do whatever, and then you're just left with all this stuff. And you're like, damn it! Like I feel like we're at that downhill right now, just from going out and seeing stuff.
From a collectibles standpoint, you mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that. I mean, even with things like me, for instance, I don't collect toys, but you know, maybe if I'm out and about and I see something cool, or if I run across a Funko Pop, I'm not a Funko Pop collector,
right?
But you know, I have fair amount.
Yeah.
If there's a character that I like or anything like that, I'll pick it up. I actually picked up a couple weeks ago like a Funko Pop of a Turbo Man, just because I found it. Whatever. I don't expect it to like make money. It's just something that I think is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But I kind of gave up on collecting like an entire line of a lot of things because either I end up spinning my wheels on it, or maybe it doesn't have the result of whatever serotonin I'm seeking, or it doesn't have that collectible value. Like kind of like going back to the Beanie Babies example versus like Pokemon cards. Some of these things pay off. Other ones just end up being $1 at Goodwill or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So you never really know where these things are going to end up. And that's the crazy part is it's basically, it's getting you introduced to gambling before you know what gambling is.
Before you know what it is. Yeah. And it's wild. The something right now that is starting to peg warm is what we call it when it just sits there. Power Rangers. So right now in the action figure line, anything that's not Mighty Morphin, not moving. Right now that stuff is just starting to sit. And we just have we got Zeo Yellow finally came out. So if anybody wants to finish their Zeo set, they now have Zeo Yellow to round that out. In Space Pink just came out, and then In Space Phantom Ranger came out.
I saw 2 at Walmart earlier. I think it was
probably those two.
Space Pink. I think it was In Space Pink and like one of the Dino Charge Green,
the green
or
one,
something like that.
The green one.
Yeah.
So all of those people, 6, 8, 12 months ago were like so excited. They wanted them to complete everything. But then once you hit all 5 MMPR and you finally got a Green Ranger, you're able to get yourself a White Ranger. Once you got all those, even though you were collecting the other ones along the way, you're like, I'm good, stopping right here. And to Steve's point, Mighty Morphin is the moneymaker. But even now, I'm starting to think like it's apexed, because I'm seeing they have like the Zord. They're releasing the Zords again. They have like mini Zords now that you can buy in a box, cool box and everything. All sitting there, just rows of them.
Yeah, I mean, even with those things, like, I love Power Rangers, and we've had plenty of conversations about it in the past. But like, even within Power Rangers, I have certain limits because I would always go with my favorite of the Rangers. I mean, there are certain things where you would collect all 5, 6, or even 7 if we're counting white and green. But there are certain things where like I would only want necessarily like the Red Ranger because that one's more my favorite. If I would collect anything, it would be a Red Ranger helmet rather than maybe the entire line. Do I need it? No. Do I want some of them? Sure. But I feel like that's where I've always kind of made that distinction is, just go with the ones that I actually want. I don't necessarily need the other ones. If I could, it'd be nice, but I could, live without it. But there are some things that they're probably just going to continue to cycle, right? So there's some things that I would want that I haven't either gotten a chance to get or maybe come back around. I think for you it was the Power Sword, if I remember correctly.
I want that so bad.
But for me, like random things that I would want would be like the Communicator. I'm sure they're still out there, but I know they went through a wild price hike for a while. And there was something else. I don't know if it was the Morpher or something like that. It was just like one of those random little things that I think would be cool, but if I find it sort of at the right price and availability, I'm not going to go absolutely crazy and spend hundreds of dollars on something that I'll likely never wear or whatever. But it's just a gamble on what you want. Are you a collector who wants to be completionist? Or you want to just collect what you like? There's all sorts of different things, but there are going to be cycles. I feel like especially with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, they're going to come back around to those things. And I think you had made several videos about this also, is like the Hasbro versus
the Lightning collection versus the Legacy collection.
There you go. So like they're going to make another collection. These things are going to make another round. And why they, number one, keep making Power Ranger shows that aren't based off of the original that are the money makers, I don't know. They're just wasting their money.
But they make money though. Also, that's the weird thing. They're I don't know how or who, but those still make money. The shows.
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
I would just rather rewatch the terrible 90s show over and over again.
Yeah.
But that's just me. But I feel like those things are always going to come back and cycle around because they're going to want to return out the new line. There's going to be the metal die cast one that feels like actual weight sword.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's going to be like plastic that you can sell to a 2-year or not 2-year-old, but like, 5-year-old that'll just swing it at something and hopefully it doesn't break. So these things will eventually make another round. Hopefully the quality gets better and not worse.
Right.
But you're more of a expert in that area than I am.
Yeah, and I mean that, to your point, I mean, it was they made a big quality jump when they re-released the things under the legacy banner. That was a huge jump. You had die-cast stuff or, shiny plastic. It had some weight to it. It was wonderful. And then when Hasbro got the license, they re-released the Morpher with the 5 coins. I don't think it sold that well because people already had the other Morpher.
And it had like a super like plasticky base or something like
Had
that, right?
like a stand.
It had zero quality to it.
Yeah. Then they also released another Dragon Dagger. Again, the quality was not quite as good as the original one. I think the cool thing was like that the sword actually lit up, if I remember. But most of us, like myself, who went hard on Legacy, I'm like, why do I need a second Dragon Dagger? Like, it does nothing for me. But what they're doing now is they're going all in on the helmets. So like, Lord Zed was the last one that just came out, which Steve got. Check him out on Instagram. I think it's dope. Absolutely amazing. But with stuff like that, it's like, where do you even put it? Like, it's one thing for me to get more figures. And like right now, like behind me, I've switched stuff. It's Spider-Man back there. All my Star Wars now are in bins until it's time to take photos of them. But like, I could swap that kind of thing. But helmets, all my helmets now in storage. I could only get one out there. Does the average person, have the room to display all 7 Ranger helmets, assuming it's going to be MMPR, and then plus a Zed helmet? Like, not everybody has the Steve luxury. Steve's got the dope setup in his house. But, that's, even right now, like the Pink Ranger helmet, it's on sale. It's already going to hit clearance because it's like, it's just sitting there. I feel like we're on that decrease, which is good if you're trying to buy stuff. And in your case, I think you could find yourself a communicator. A Morpher, I think you can get a decent price. Communicator might be.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Or I'll just sell you mine, maybe. I don't know.
And then I know it's always like, because I know with the communicators, they had like the different sort of like bands. I know there was one you could swap out, and then there was another one where it was like that color. I think maybe that's where I started running into an issue, like which one do I get or would be, the one that I would like to have. And I think there was a significant price difference between the two.
They did that with the Morpher. You had with the 2 communicators, you had the one that had the 5 main colors. And then I think a second communicator had the green and the white, like just the band part was different. And then with the Morphers, they came out with like a movie red Morpher, a movie like blue one, movie yellow one, the regular one. It was like, which one do you choose? You just, and they all had the same coins in it, which was kind of stupid.
And I know this is going to sound super dumb, but you wanted to get it with quality. But if you do want that variety, I don't want to have to buy 5 Morphers. I'd rather have one Morpher with swapping out the coins type of thing. Yeah, it makes the most sense. But
a genius move, actually. To that point, genius move. Ninja Turtles, as far as the action figure goes, as you know, that was my holy grail. That was what I wanted the most of.
I checked at Wine Walmart today, and I was like, they've only got the Orokusaki group, Orokusaki box. And
that's the peg warmer.
I don't want it.
Which is weird. Nobody, if you would have asked people 6 months ago, would there be NECA Turtle peg warmers? No way. No chance. But sure enough, that one, and then there's like, they made 3 releases of Super Shredder. Not 1, not 2, 3 different ones. The third one, Peg Worms, if you ever run into it.
I was gonna say, did the first 2 waves justify, or the first wave justify having to have so many waves of them, or
They're all somewhat. You know what it is? If you take, I did a video comparing 2 of them. I didn't review the third one. I think I bought it though, but like the 3 of them, if you combine them, make the perfect Super Shredder from that movie. But on their own,
how they get you.
Yeah, on their own, they're good. But like, no, you didn't need 3 of them.
Sure.
But the Rokusaki pack, yeah, that one's sitting. I never would have assumed.
Yeah.
They
had like 5
yeah.
when I went this afternoon.
That makes sense. I believe it. But what's genius is NECA's releasing a pack of accessories, and it's essentially the TMNT Secret of the Ooze accessory pack. And
I saw you post about this topic on Instagram.
Yeah.
And which, by the way, follow Archer across all his social media.
There you go.
That's how I get my toy news. I don't know about you. But I saw that and I actually looked it up, and they're releasing the Turtles 2 as figures, if I'm not wrong, and the accessories pack. Is that right?
No, the unless I read it wrong. They're releasing the accessory pack is the heads from part 2. So you could essentially take the heads off your part 1 bodies and put on the part 2 heads, which I think's genius, because that's if I'm trying to save money on production and still milk all the dollars, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because they also re-released the Turtles again.
Because I thought maybe I'm crazy.
They might. I mean, I could be wrong, but if I have an extra pack of Leo and Donnie. I have a second pack, and then I have 2 Rafts because there was the Casey Jones 2-pack. So right there, I'm just gonna swap those 3. I don't need another Mikey. I guess like Mikey's fine. So I'll have a display with all the versions, and I don't need to buy yet another version of the Turtles.
I was trying to find it.
Yeah. They have the Tokar and Razor coming out as well, which is
nice.
Again, because they came out the first time. I think they sat, but then the markup was insane. So
didn't they already release those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tell you, I can this toy wormhole. It's a strong one. I'm waiting for you. I'm waiting for you, Anthony, Sal, to get bit by that bug. Because Steve and I we're all in.
You've already gotten me on it.
Know
now
your
I'm
craft.
going down the toy aisle at Walmart. I haven't bought. I'm not like as deep or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if I'm already going down the toy aisle, it's not going to end well.
Yeah. I think if I was to suggest something if you're gonna collect and you think you may go down a wormhole of like completing stuff, it may be like, and let me know, chat, if you guys agree or not. I would say collect like accessories, like the Batman batarangs or the grapnel launchers, like things like that, because they're cool to have, they're cool to display. And if you're like, oh, I want all of them, it's probably like 5 total.
Makes my life easy.
Yeah. You're not army building clone troopers for no reason.
I'm still trying to find that info. I could have swore it was Turtles pack, and then
if you go to the NECA Instagram, let me see if I can actually pull it up now. And as we both,
because I did see the reference to the pack, I did see all that stuff. Sorry, it's just gonna bug me if I don't look at it.
Yeah, I know. We gotta find it. We gotta find the answers. That's what we do here.
Because as many, or maybe not, as you know, Turtles 2 is the superior Turtles movie. So if I knew that was coming. So if I were to collect Turtles figures, I would go with 2 over 1. But that's just my own preference.
You know, I'm actually gonna pull up
something.
Their
story.
It might be on there. So right now, if there's something, if you want to get into an action figure line, not just accessories, I'm telling you right now, Gargoyles, that's your entry point.
I saw
That's your entry
Goliath
point.
today, and I thought about
Yeah.
it, but I didn't get him.
I would get Goliath so that way, because Goliath right now is easy to find. I'd say grab them, and then you can get the rest of them, and you'll have a full set. But they got to figure out the wings thing. The wings are they take up too much space.
You got to kind of like stagger them
Yeah.
to like interlock with each other.
Well, they're releasing with Bronx. It's gonna come with wings for Goliath that are the ones that cross over, like his neck. This right here. This is the motherfucker.
That's
the last
cool.
Ronin figure. This is the one.
Yeah,
This comes out August. And then as far as the turtle pack, if it's not here,
I think they put it on their story, but maybe they took it because it's like one of those expired things, unless they saved it. Universal Monsters.
well, I'll go to my main toy news source, Toy Collector Star Wars, aka Can't Kill Chewie. Oh wait, what? Oh my God, is that still there? Is that still online? Hang on. Oh, that's why I hate his
Hold on.
Instagram.
Go
I hate
to
his Instagram.
Go to like I don't know if I can't really see it, but if you go to the NECA Instagram, this was like 9 weeks ago. Though. I thought this was a recent thing. Because if you go to the NECA Instagram, right, and you look at their story, there's have like this 12 days something, and it shows 2 sets of turtles.
Oh yeah, the 12 days of Oh my God, this is on the website right now.
Archer's about to make a purchase, everybody, so please turn your backs.
Target makes it too easy. Ordered. Just got it. Damn it. Can't kill Chewie. I hate your guts. He had it on here. God, I can't believe I just did that.
I'm glad I could fuel your toy.
This actually is your fault because
Problem.
you brought this up.
So I brought up turtles and then it started a whole conversation.
This is dope. I kind of like this.
That is
though.
pretty cool. That's cool.
Where are you? So actually, it's because of Can't Kill Chewie that this one's dangerous too. The now you can still pre-order these. It's the X-Men anime series.
I saw a couple of those, and they're like in like a comic box or like a VHS box.
Yes.
I think the turtle too. The accessories is supposed to come in like a VHS box something.
Yeah. Where are you?
There's 2 guys on live. Google searching.
Yeah. And that's gonna be my problem right there. I'm gonna get this whole set because of the VHS box.
Like to have the VHS, because I know for you in your background, I don't know how it is now you've changed for the Spider-Man stuff, but you did at one point have like your G.I. Joes like bookend, right?
Yep.
Is that how you would do it, or
Yeah.
are you gonna like remove some for photography but keep like the bookend? See, there you go.
So you have the Secret of the Ooze 4-pack and the accessory pack. Both the 4-pack and accessory pack, along with Tokan Razor, available for pre-order March 22nd at thenecastore.com. Let's go to
I don't even
Pixel
have
Dome.
it up on the store yet. I was just on there. Well, at least unless I missed it, but yeah, those ones might have to do those ones.
Oh, so I think it is different bodies. Oh, you're right.
I would imagine so, because they did have I mean, the heads were obviously different, right? But
Yeah.
I think they did have some different bodies, and toys will make any version of whatever. So
True.
that one I may have to pun intended, or no one not intended, shell out the money for. So
you know what? That's a good one.
At least I put that little tidbit on there.
Yeah.
Secret of the Use 4-pack. So this one's not even coming as a
There you
Brothers
go.
2-pack. Yeah, that's the one I saw too.
Yeah. But then
So
I guess you
this
could buy
one-
the turtles too.
From what they're saying, if I'm understanding, there's a 4-pack with all the figures,
Right.
but they're probably not going to be the same scale, right? As the
No,
ones
yeah, they'd
you
be same.
have.
No, they'd be same scale.
Oh, they're the same scale. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to be a purist, the skin might be a little different. I love it. He has the phone.
And the potato chips.
Yeah. And I mean, come on, you got to buy for
Gotta get
baby
baby
Tokon
Tokon
Razor.
Razor. Yeah. Got wrapped
This-
with the tape.
Yep.
I mean, I don't know if you can beat Turtles 2.
Disposed. Disposed.
They even got the computer. I didn't
Disposed.
see that before. Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm probably just gonna have to buy that one.
No.
And even if I have to get the set, the original set plus that pack, I mean, because of my love for Turtles 2, it may just have to happen.
Yeah. I saw somewhere in here. Where was you have a friend in that Turtles 2 love? I don't understand it. I'll never understand it. I don't understand it.
We are a small but strong, united friend. Disposed.
You passed that Iron Man anime. Yeah. That's a good figure. There's been a couple different versions of that figure from that 90s cartoon. Very good. Very good figure. I bought one for General Kenobi. He was looking for that. It was very good. Sorry, I didn't even catch like the chat that was going on. I was so into
We've both been Googling toys that we didn't even pay attention to the chat. Sorry, guys.
that concert 2-pack is a fun one though.
Well,
Yeah,
Turtles
Steve needs that
Live
bigger
Rock
set.
Concert 4-pack. Oh man, I had
Disposed.
the VHS of the concert somewhere. Why do we all have that?
But
Did
that
it come
was
free with something? Where did we get those?
no, but you know what the best part was is like that we all shared that bond of like we all had to have the same thing, but you had to put in effort to get it. Like you,
Oh yeah.
there was no stream of that. Again, this is the old guy moment or whatever, boomer moment. Today at work, I was talking about that. Like in one of the Peloton classes, "Don't Stay" came up. The opening song on Linkin Park's Meteora album.
Mhm.
And I was like, I remember like I was at school, like fidgety, like anxious. I'm like, I gotta get out of here because I gotta get to the record store so I could buy that album. And I went there and I bought it and I like rushed home on the bus and the train to get there and open the pack and put the CD in my CD player and play it. Like kids these days don't get it. They don't gotta work for anything.
Yeah. And like
easy.
I remember just on that point, I remember there was a CD, I don't remember which one it was now, but there was one that released and I went to get it on the day. And this is back when like I think I got it at Kmart if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And they had like this
R.I.P.
I don't even know what to call it, like the plastic like that made it taller, but only this much was the CD, but it was like this long. Like the little shell case thing. I don't know why. But I remember like that, all sorts of weird little nostalgia things that we had.
Mhm.
That VHS that you had to squeeze to pull it out from Blockbuster.
Yep. Yep.
If they didn't give you the pop open case. The little magnetic yellow tabs that went up into DVD cases.
Yep.
All sorts of stuff that we are now experiencing that they'll have to deal with.
No, they got none of that. They don't have to worry about going to Blockbuster and it being like, oh, sold out. Sorry. You're like, oh,
Having to
God.
wait weeks past
Yeah.
sometimes depending on inventory.
Disposed.
And then even, you know what's funny is even back then, because I don't remember if this was in our chat or it was in one of your videos or something about, I sent a picture about like somebody hiding one of their like Spider-Man toys in like the bins of like the storage section and like telling you basically you have to search the whole store now.
Yep.
like that was the case even then with like some tapes. Like they would stash, I don't know, whatever the hot commodity was in like B horror, just so nobody would find it.
And it wasn't even because you were gonna like be selling the stuff or anything. You were just doing it because you're like, I don't have $20 right now. I've got to come back when I get my allowance. I need to hide this thing.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Tape rentals were a thing.
I can't believe we've almost approached 9:30.
Yep. We didn't do a single either. We just talked garbage for an hour.
Here, you know, just for the sake, I had it locked and loaded as we were talking. We'll end the show. Words. We'll end the show on something I know the answer to, but I think it's, and this is probably out of context, apropos of the conversation.
Okay.
I mean,
I've read both. I'm going to tell you right now, I've read both. Which one would I read again? Forever Harry Potter, but I've read both. Why did I read Twilight? Aaron, you asked in the chat that no one asked. Girls. Being a teenager and girls. To have something to talk about. But I've read both, and it would be Harry Potter every day.
Yeah. I thought it was just good because I'm like, I know you're a Harry Potter mark. And so is my girlfriend. So I was like, I knew what the answer was, but we were talking about Robert Pattinson. So I was like, that'd be good to throw that in there. Yeah. Landslide. Absolute landslide.
Yeah. I mean, all the girls that were teenagers that named their baby after the Twilight baby, whatever, or, you know, things like that. They're the only ones that put
choose
with that
that
16%. One. Everybody else was Harry Potter.
Yeah. Well, sir, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It was an honor to be back.
Yeah. Just in case anybody was not here at the top of the show, plug your shit. What you got coming up? Where can they find you? What you got going on? Actually, before you even answer that, everybody else, if you're in the chat and you got a podcast, you got a website, you got a YouTube channel, throw it in the chat, support one another, plug your shit. But the floor is yours, Aaron Waller.
Thank you. You can check my content out over at the Nerdgenic channel right here on YouTube. Have videos all the time. Probably have one coming out tomorrow. Probably have one history of coming out on Saturday. So subscribe for all that good stuff. New content almost daily, if not pretty much daily. We also have articles going up at nerdgenic.com all the time. You can follow us on social media. It's on Nerdgenic, across all social platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. That's where you can also find any news, announcements, blog articles, all that good stuff when we have a new video, if you aren't subscribed already. But yeah, that's where you can find most of the stuff. I do have a personal channel. It's dormant, but there's still nerdy stuff if you want to check it out.
I was cruising through grabbing all the links for the episode, and you're still getting views on that on your channel. Like you're still doing.
I don't know how. I know because YouTube sends those little report thingies.
Yeah.
Like every, I think it's a month. And it's like you got 5,000 views. I'm like, where was this when I was pushing content, when I was grinding, killing myself, editing, learning all these things. And of course, it's all the videos that are my absolute worst. Like there's one video that I think like within my first week that I hate, but for some reason people watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There's just like those random videos that stay, and they're always the worst ones. But I don't know who's watching my channel, but thank you. I appreciate it. If you could also check out my stuff that I'm doing right now on Nerdgenic,
that'd be great.
Watch all those videos, help with the watch time, boost that up, get us monetized, all that good stuff. I'd appreciate it. So take that energy and move it there just temporarily. Just
I love
till we hit that goal.
Take that energy. I'm actually about to like delete more videos off of this channel. And they are my highest rated ones. And I think
is it over a year?
Way over a year, yeah.
Okay, well it doesn't count to your monetization then. You're good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, monetization only counts within a calendar year. or 12 months,
This
whatever.
freaking guy.
So if it's anything beyond that, it doesn't count towards that number.
Oh, man, I didn't know that. God damn it. God damn it. See, Aaron Waller, you've ruined my life. Right. First, you tell me that you tell me that my how to bundle Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN video means shit these days. That my Working Moms season 1 episode 1 review means shit these days. And
people are still watching it, which is good, and it contributes to your channel, but to your overall watch time monetization
it does
goal,
nothing.
It doesn't contribute.
God damn. And you made me buy Terminator 2 action figures live on the show.
That was not my fault. I was looking for Turtles figures. I will not take responsibility.
Anyway, thank you all for being here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. HeyArcher Live every Thursday at 8:15 p.m. or like today, 8:18 p.m. Aaron Waller over at nerdgenic.com. Anthony, Rambling with Anthony, The Snap with Sal, all that here at Nerd Affiliated. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Round of applause. Peace, ladies and germs. We'll see you next week. If I can find the button to push, I think this might be the button. Let's see. That was not the button at all. We'll try this button and see if this is the button. Oh, nope. It says file not found. So I'm going to look for that file as we're currently...
This is the stream that never ends.
It never ends. It just keeps going. Let's see. Will it happen? Will it happen? I think. Maybe. Nope. That's not it. That's not it either. We're still looking for it. It's cool. Don't worry about it. We're just going to hang out.
How many buttons do you have over there?
I got mad buttons, son.
There it is.
Huh? What? Huh?